Hi, everyone. Welcome in. It's Zolak and Bertrand on this Monday. It is the 1st of June. June 1 is here. Schefter was on 97.5, The Fanatic.
Oh, The Fanatic.
WPEN.
How about that? The Fame.
Philadelphia's top sports talk radio.
The Ticket.
That's our sister station down there.
Real creative name.
97.5, The Fanatic. Yeah. Again, the Sports Hub might be the only freaking station in the country that has its own unique thing. So that's Schefter on with those guys in Philly saying that those conversations have not been happening for weeks. The two sides, the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots, have not been speaking for weeks. And he expects that today, either Howie down in Philly or Elliott here in New England will pick up the phone, we'll have a conversation with each other, and get these trade talks going again between the Pats and Eagles about A.J. Brown.
It's a big day for both. Big day for both. Pats acquire a big-time receiver, and Philly gets a guy off their books, for at least some of it off their books. And it's run its course down there. It's time to move on for them down there, and it's time for him to move in up here. Today it will get done.
Today's the big day, so.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
I told that story because we took the Cane's Donuts home. I took a couple of those suckers home from last week.
A couple or a dozen?
Yeah.
Not a couple.
Yeah.
Not a couple.
I saw you loading up.
So he put a
box,
a dozen off to the side and said, I'll be taking these home.
Those were gone.
Great. Those are for the office.
Yeah,
thank you. Made sure to put a box off to the side where no one would touch it. So why did you then tell the story about that time that you crapped on Dunkin' Donuts and then they voided their sponsorship of the program?
That's real donuts. This is how donuts are made. How Cane's they're the king of donuts.
Oh, so you then crapped on Dunkin' again?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't bring them up.
I mean, he did it when they were
this thing
a
for another
client.
2 years. Make sure they don't come back.
Kids eat a lot of them, but I was on Awaken. I'm back on Awaken now. I don't eat donuts, so I didn't need to touch one.
There you go.
Yeah, that was good willpower last week by me on those. Today's the day. Yes, sir.
That's what it says.
Yep.
Pat's checking in saying today's the day. Is that what that is?
Today's the day.
What?
Today's the day.
According to?
For the Pats.
Oh. You think the trade is imminent? You think at 4 p.m. today we start hearing that the two sides spent lunchtime talking to each other?
Let's get some food.
Let's
knock
get
out
some
this
food.
trade.
Let's do a Zoom.
What are we holding off for? Oh, we're going to help you, league, look good with your stupid-ass rule that you have. You've been on this for a while. We've been sitting here waiting for this day for how many days now?
It's been
how many
painful.
months? I wanted to get it done today. I wanted to stick it in the face of the league today, how stupid your rule is. Yeah, we're going to do it at 4:01 today. Get the deal done. This deal's been done, by the way, for 3 months. But you have that little stupid rule so we can just waive some of the salary. Yeah, save some money on the cap space. Ooh, big cap charge. Gets done today. Too many people are talking about it. Openly. Patriots players. Coaches. It'd be great if he's here. Good player.
I'm surprised we didn't see A.J. Brown in the lineup at the Drake May celebrity softball game last night. I thought maybe they'd break him out.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, hey, guys, just happen to be in the area.
Introduce him and Mike Vrabel.
Big softball guy.
Mike got a nice rounding ovation. Did. Should have ran A.J. Brown out with him. That'd have been phenomenal. Yeah. He may have been there. You don't know. Might have been hiding in the dugout.
I'm sure he wasn't in Worcester voluntarily.
He wasn't in Worcester. There's no clue what Worcester is.
Easy.
Hey, Drake knew how to say Worcester, though, huh?
He did. It was good.
That was pretty good.
Good night last night.
Yeah.
It better happen today. This has been painful, man. It has been a grind to get to June 1st. It better happen. It better come down today.
I'm not worried. I tell you what, my world will get turned upside down if some team comes in and gets him today. And it's announced the Rams get him or say not Cincinnati, the Kansas City gets him. Yeah, that would that pissed me off.
This is how we all predicted it. We thought we'll get to June 1st. It'll be 50 degrees outside. It'll be cloudy and rainy.
47 technically when I went outside.
Okay, yeah, no, wind chill over the weekend in the upper 30s in some places. Jesus. No, definitely that'll feel like June. That'll feel like we're getting closer to training camp. I don't think they're going to wait just for the sake of waiting.
Right.
So if it doesn't happen today, I don't think it's because they're just waiting for the sake of waiting.
Trying to make it not look suspicious.
Yeah, I don't think that they need to do that. I don't think that they're in any sort of danger of running afoul of league rules. The only thing that the league rule states is for the salary cap, that deal needs to be executed after 4 p.m. on this date. I mean, it's not like you're not allowed to talk about it prior to that. There's no rule against that, from what I understand. The only rule is when that trade is executed and when it happens.
Why all the drama from Schefter? They haven't talked in weeks.
Well, that tells me something, though. Doesn't it tell you something?
That it's done.
It tells me, let me say one of two things it tells me. One, the deal is done and they've got it all sorted out. There's no reason to be talking. Or two, they weren't close. They didn't agree on the compensation. And there's no urgency in the last week of April or the first week of May to get that nailed down. Because you say, well, you know what? We're far apart. Why don't you think about things? We'll think about things, and maybe we'll talk again down the road. But we're not there, and we're not even willing to entertain doing this deal for another month anyway. And you just kind of walk away from each other, and there's no deadline. There's no urgency. You're not after that June 1 date. You're not getting closer to your spring workouts and your training camp that begins in July. Yeah. And so now I think if those conversations are dead because they don't agree on the compensation, now I think that they're going to have to pick up again the way Schefter kind of indicates they will. Or the other thing, which you said, the deal's done. It doesn't matter. They just need to call each other later today to do it. Draw up the paperwork, send it to the league. I have to imagine this thing is done. I have to imagine that they are there, or there are some smaller details that they wanted to revisit, and not the bulk of it. Okay, if the Patriots are going to give up a first-round pick, they've already decided whether or not they're willing to do it.
I'm with you on that.
They're not sitting there thinking, we won't give it up, and then they get talked into it. They're either going to do it or not going to do it, and they know that answer. There's no way they're going to sit there today and be talked into giving up a first if they otherwise weren't willing to do it.
There's too many signs. The way New England has constructed their wide receiver room, the way Philadelphia has adjusted and constructed their wide receiver room, how they've reached out and gone after two guys, and pretty much theoretically replaced A.J. Brown. The fact that Booty is not even in and around, and that's a guy that they loved having in and around the building a year ago. And you heard how openly Coach Vrabel was about Booty last week. Oh, what a great kid. I know he's working hard. We can't wait to get him back in here. We'll coach him up when he gets back in here. For a guy like Kayshon Booty, who's really theoretically your fourth, fifth, or even sixth receiver on your team, to choose not to be with the team and be away from OTAs, it's a little bit ridiculous from the personal standpoint of the actual player wanting to make the football team, which tells me they probably agreed for him to stay away because this deal's getting done. Or he may be part of it too. It might be a one and him. A one in 2028 and him. When this thing's announced. I wish we were on air at 4. I'm not staying. I'm not going to stick around. It's like 2 extra hours. But wish we were on air at 4 when this sucker breaks. Today. I think it happens today. I didn't think it happened. I didn't think, but the more and more you look at it, like, don't make yourself nervous here. Get the damn thing done if it's done. Don't let some jerk team sneak in there at the end and say, well, we heard some bad news about one of our receivers. We're a little bit desperate. Let's get in on this thing.
I'll tell you where I think it goes today. I don't think it gets done today. I think
at least get announced.
I think if they're onto it, it happens tomorrow or the next day. Mm-hmm. I think where you get today is the reports that they are nearing the deal and they're
finalizing
the compensation is centered. They like to say centered around, and they'll tell you what it's centered around and tell you what basically they're going to give up and what the deal will be, but that it's not, done. You'll get that probably tomorrow morning. If I had to guess,
maybe that the actual draft pick has been agreed upon, but the players being debated that's along with the pick, like a Booty or somebody else. I don't know. They
can have him.
Yeah.
If you're getting H.A. Brown, you can take Kayshon Booty. Have at it.
Take him and Kyle Williams. Yeah. Wouldn't that be interesting, though, if they want Kyle Williams over Booty?
Great. You want him? You can have him, too.
Thank you for keeping Booty, because that's a guy I would want to huddle on 3rd and 7 if I'm the quarterback. Yeah. I want Booty. I want H.A. Brown.
Wait a second. You think they might have interest in Kyle Williams?
Well, he has more speed. Philadelphia likes to go vertical. They like the fast guys.
That's interesting in that you know how this works. Like if a guy doesn't fully get into an offense in year one, and there are front office people that scouted a guy a year ago and maybe really liked a guy, they're like, hey, we still like that player.
Maybe he better fits what they do, the way they run things.
Maybe.
So that picking thing underneath.
Gee, that'll be a tough day for Mike Reese.
Oof. No, I think Reese will be good if we get A.J. Brown.
Is that lunch for you if he gets traded? What's
Absolutely.
the deal there? Yeah, you think
Without
so?
a doubt. If he never gets back on the field.
Is that lunch for all of us?
For the New England Patriots? He never wears a Pats uniform again?
Did we feed Mike good stuff from TJ?
It's just interesting you say that, given some of those reports that were out there about how, reinvigorated Kyle Williams is.
That
and
weight he put on.
how he had a great offseason, et cetera, et cetera. All right, let's get to more on this. Your thoughts on it as well. 617-779-0985. More on A.J. Brown. What Jeremy Fowler's saying about the possibility of an A.J. Brown deal potentially happening as soon as today. Doug Kyde talking to some people in the league, what they say about the compensation, the rumored compensation. That's all on the way. Stick around.
Stay tuned for more Zolak and Bertrand on the Sports Hub.
617-779-0985. They're sorting through things, according to Jeremy Fowler. Sorting through it. Can we put the giant box on the floor so maybe we could make eye contact?
Sorry. Yeah. So it's from our friends at Lockscape. So Beetle and I talked about us doing our mulch last week and bitching about all the pollen and all those strands and stuff, like it gets over the black mulch. So our friends at Lockscape sent us a bunch of this stuff to spray our mulch down. So that way we could get out the blowers and blow all the pollen off. So appreciate you guys. Our listeners are the best. Anybody else wants to send stuff, we love you.
Very subtle plug there. Yeah.
Oh, we'll show you later. Heavy though, good stuff. Water in there.
I'm going to glue rocks. It says you can glue rocks with it.
Kind of want to squirt spiders and bugs and stuff. Just get them stuck in there too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's send the kid out there to spray everything. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Can't wait. I wonder what that's like to rip up at the end of the year, though, like if you have to put new stuff down. Probably goes away, right?
No, it fades.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not super glue. You know?
Maybe the Eagles
It's not like construction adhesive on it's it's meant to break down.
Right.
Is what it is.
Okay.
Over time.
Nice.
Naturally. All right. Where were we? Fowler's saying
Brown.
what?
A.J. Brown. Fowler.
That's right. A.J. Brown saying that they're working through some things and that hopefully they can get the deal done after 4 p.m. He's also added that there are other players that might get moved after this deadline and that A.J. Brown's not the only guy in the league, big name-wise, who could move after this 4 p.m. deadline as it becomes more friendly for some teams to make some moves as it relates to their accounting measures. In addition to that, the first-round pick seems to be a real sticking point for some people. And I mean that fans, people that we've talked to, callers, emailers, etc. And Doug Kyde spoke to an NFL assistant GM and said, no first-round pick is fair. The assistant GM pointed out that Brown will be a 29-year-old wideout receiver once the season begins. And that because of that, in part, is a declining asset, as this assistant GM said. Quote, you're renting a declining asset. In no way should they give up a one.
Yeah. I would reply with N'Keal Harry and Cole Strange, who pretty much aren't in the league. Like, that's who you got picked before that guy.
Doesn't that sound like the Craig Breslow of the NFL to say that?
Yeah,
that's
just plenty of percentages in it, right?
If you just evaluate this thing in a vacuum, yeah, you can get to the point where you're like, wow, you can't give up a one for that. He's a 29-year-old receiver. He's going to be getting older. He's going to be less productive.
Yeah, he sucks.
Like, if that's what you're going to do, then you shouldn't be doing deals.
Right.
You shouldn't be making
You should be in the
trades.
business. You shouldn't be in the business because you're not trying to make your team better.
Here's what I would do, and I would offer to people, because people are going to say, if they give up a one, that the Patriots got fleeced by Howie Roseman. Here's what I want to ask you. If these two GMs were flipped today, and Howie Roseman and the way he operates is running the Patriots, and Elliott Wolf is running the Philadelphia Eagles, how does this play out?
This still would have been done way before this deadline.
No.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
Oh, well, Howie would have flipped.
No, you're right. It's the name recognition. It's because it's Howie Roseman making that deal.
No, I'm talking about the aggressiveness of Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman, if he were in Elliott Wolf's position, would give up the one.
Yes.
And would go get the guy.
I think he would have done it months ago.
And so this is why I say, well, that's why he's asking for the one. Because if he were in Elliott Wolf's position, he would give it up. And he gets all kinds of praise as being an excellent GM, which he is. But I can tell you, if these two guys were flipped and worked for the opposite teams right now, the deal's getting done at 4 o'clock because Howie's calling up and saying, yeah, we'll gladly give you the one. Let's go. We need it. We need to go for it. We need to build a team here. We need talent. Howie is big on talent, adding excellent talent to the roster at exorbitant costs, whether it's money, as he did with Saquon Barkley, or I think in this case it would be making a trade and giving up a pick, and I think he would do it.
See, I know you have issues with Elliott. I think that might be the good part of this damn deal, and the part of, hey, he's been around here when the ones have been bust. Some of the ones around here have been bust. So the way he would look at it is, the ones sometimes they're a hit and miss. So why not give up the one? Plus, it's 2 years from now.
It is valuable, though, but don't you think I agree, I would give up a 1 for A.J. Brown. I would do that in a second. But if I am the Patriots and I'm looking at this and there's no other teams that are actually involved in it, don't you have the upper hand right now when it comes to the negotiation? So, yes, I would be willing to give up a 1, but why am I giving up a 1 if there's no other teams that are involved?
Yeah,
and I'm the only landing spot.
I understand that. And so if it's less than that, I think we're going to know that the interest level wasn't very high. I agree with that, totally. If it's less than that 1, you know that the Rams were not calling. Mm-hmm. You know that the Jags weren't calling. You know that they weren't beating out all these other teams. They didn't have to. I mean, don't forget the time. I know it's been now 4 years since Howie Roseman did it, but Howie Roseman once was happy to give up a 1 and a 3 and $100 million to get A.J. Brown because he believed in talent. Now, would he necessarily be shopping for a 29-year-old who does have a knee issue? No, but he also knows beggars can't be choosers, man.
No, and
those trades don't always come up.
I thought Florio nailed it last week, too. We would hear something about another team at some point over the last few weeks that had like legitimate juice, which we have not heard, if there was another team that was actually involved in this. I just think it's the Patriots versus nobody right now. And so, yes, again, willing to give up a 1, sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's less than that, or even I guess the 28 first-round pick, if you play that out, it's not as serious, but still, I do think the Patriots are playing here from a position of strength. Are the Eagles going to keep them on the roster now?
They're not. They're not, but they have time on their side still. Don't they?
Yeah.
No, they're not going to keep him on the roster. They're not bringing him back there. And if they're going to accept less, well, now you still have to beat out what those secondary offers might be. If a team is giving up a 2 and a 3, and they're throwing in some sweetener, or the 2 and a 3 and a player, and the player that they throw in is better than the player you're going to throw in, I mean, there's still competition there, even if it's not a 1, right? If the price comes down, that's when more teams could get in, which might be how he's framing it to them. Hey, why don't you just get this done? Because if all of a sudden you're not giving me that, well, I'm not doing the deal yet, and I'm starting to call everybody else, letting them know the price has come down. And then you got to compete with everybody.
Well, and to your point, too, isn't that the Craig Breslow Cubs thing where you think you have the upper hand and it's like, all right, call my bluff, and then guess what? He does call your bluff?
Yeah, I'll call your bluff. I'm calling 4 other teams because the price just came down. It's no longer a first, and I'll take the best deal left. And you've got to compete with teams now. Or you can end this right now. And we do the deal today at 4 p.m.
Plus, you get them in the building, get them up and running.
Yeah, exactly. And there's value in that.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about that. Like, it's just like, oh, well, this person would make this part of the league look good when we do this, or, we don't want it to show that this deal's been done. It's okay if he gets here in July. No, it's not okay if he gets here in July. You get him here with that quarterback who looks really good, by the way, as far as the way he approached the offseason with his body and throwing with him and getting in rhythm and the back shoulder stuff and red zone targets and everything, and work on that all damn month long. So then when they get to camp, it's seamless. And then it's not July 26th. Oh, hi, I'm Drake May. I'm A.J. Brown. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the team. No, let him move in his damn condo in the Seaport this week. Let's go. Get the damn thing done.
Call DN Van Lines. Get moved in.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oded and the team will be happy to get him up and running. Get him here. Get that condo situated.
That's right.
Penthouse.
It had to be a penthouse.
Yeah, no, it's got to be the penthouse.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's going to live on the second floor?
What kind of guy you think you're dealing with here? You think he's some 20-something, hedge fund kid?
Billionaire.
Some
Kraft's got a penthouse down there.
Yeah, on the top floor.
Presidential suite.
Think he's living on the second floor, like McCone said?
Top of the ice.
No balcony.
Yeah.
Ice machine. Ice machine.
The kind of thing where you have the sliding door, but it's just a railing.
It's just
it's like a big window.
Yeah. Those suck. Yeah, why do they
I mean, good for the airflow. Nice,
Right, yeah.
nice day.
Yeah.
But, it's not a balcony.
No.
It's not a balcony. I think it's probably best that a lot of buildings did away with the balconies because you look at a lot of buildings, you're like, oh, people just throw their stuff out there.
It does look
It becomes outdoor storage.
Yeah.
plants and stupid Christmas
Bikes
lights.
and
grill.
Yeah.
Slade.
All right. Tommy Curran on the first round pick possibility for A.J. Brown. 617-779-0985. More of your thoughts coming up. Also, some Red Sox things that are happening. Feels like something could be brewing with the Red Sox. It feels like something's going on there. We could talk about it. I don't mean on the field. I don't mean with the players or the manager. I mean with the people that run the organization. You can get into that in just a bit on Zolak and Bertrand.
And Beetle, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Is a 2028 first-round pick, is that appropriate for A.J. Brown? You
1,000,000%. And I would go as far as to say, given the landscape of the AFC right now, where Kansas City is down a little bit. You have new head coaches in Baltimore and in Buffalo. You have the Steelers are kind of a non-threat. Cincinnati thinks it's good. I'll believe it when I see it. It's a wide open AFC. And the Patriots are missing an edge defender, sure, but they're really missing one thing for their offense with their runner-up MVP quarterback still on his rookie deal, and that's a top-end wide receiver who can change the dynamic and geometry of defenses. So you know what? Give it the little turbo shot, pour it in there, and see how well things go. You can try to win now and not have to say, well, we have to build it the right way. It's open for you. If you have to give up a 2027 first-rounder, do it.
Tommy Curran's on the right side of things on this. You need to give up a first rounder. Do it.
Good job.
Do it for all the reasons he gave.
He would say 2027.
And the thing that, he's getting aggressive because he wants to get the deal done. And
What?
if you want to get a deal done, you got to do a deal.
Talked to some people that were down there last week watching them operate, and, how the receivers look and all that. They said, yeah, Dobbs looks good. He does not look like a one, though. And how they're going to use him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like you're missing a piece of the puzzle. That's it. Dobbs can't operate as one here. He can't.
Well,
I think you'll be
I think you're
disappointed.
asking the right questions here, Zoe.
Yeah.
Because let's say they foul this up and they don't get a deal done, and because they were too concerned about the first-round pick, they let multiple other teams into the conversation, and one of those other teams ultimately gets a deal done with Philly, and you don't, and you watch him go elsewhere. Could you live with that if you're the Patriots?
No.
I would tell you that if Elliot Wolf, who I believe is fully in charge of these talks, if he follows that up, he should be fired. He's not good enough to have this, to screw this up and survive it. Be like, no. You had this as part of your plan this offseason. You didn't execute the plan. Get out. Get lost.
What if it's a team that's predominantly not good and always picking in the top 10, like, say, the Raiders? And say the Raiders offer a one for him for next year, and he'd come in last minute. You could take the Raiders pick.
I mean, that would make no sense for the Raiders, though.
I understand that. I'm just saying,
this,
I'm just trying to play the game. Like, how could you get duped on this?
This deal only makes sense for playoff teams that are currently capable of being in the playoffs. That's it.
Can't the player be a malcontent, too, and say, like he's even given his preferences? Like,
Yes,
here's the three teams I like.
Yep.
Okay. Send me elsewhere, I'm going to be a real bitch.
But we know that he has given multiple teams to the Eagles in this. That's been reported. Bert's been all over that.
The 4-team list.
He gave him a 4-team list. Push comes to shove, and they say, hey, AJ, we know you don't want to be here. We know you gave us the 4 teams, but would you consider maybe 1 or 2 others that are on the phone? And don't rule that out, ever. Don't ever rule out the unexpected in this league. We've all seen enough of it to know that sometimes you could be surprised. Would you like to see him end up in Buffalo as they open a new stadium and want to make sure that they've got multiple guys that they could consider their ones?
Let's say you're struggling first couple weeks, and you go up there and he cuts you up for 2 touchdowns. And maybe you have some issues with Gonzalez covering him, or maybe he's holding out because the deal's not done. There's a lot of things can be in play there.
So that's why I think, I'm not going to think anything of it if they give up that number 1 pick in any year to get the player.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm just not enamored with number one picks like you draft people are.
We're conditioned around here to not really value, I don't want to say not value, because it is a valuable pick, but to get over gaga about a damn number one pick around here, because there's been some really bad busts over the years. Guys that aren't even in a league still. Those guys should be turnkey players for 5 to 10 years for you if you hit the pick. You're not picking Willie McGinnis here.
Yeah, I mean, I would just tell you that, this idea that you've got to build through first-round picks in the draft, I just think is wrong. I just think there are good examples of that being wrong. The LA Rams are the best example of it. They've been in the playoffs every year for a decade. They've been in a couple of Super Bowls with different quarterbacks, and they were in a conference title game a few months ago.
How's Tampa Bay been? Are you laughing at them? Are they in cap jail?
Like they
going to pay for it?
They've used like one first-round pick in a freaking this century.
I know what you're saying, but from a Patriots perspective, when you had it rolling, you didn't miss on those first-round picks. Right? That helped build the dynasty. And when you missed on it, that was the beginning of the end. When you went in that dry spell, that was what led to those bad years, along with letting Tom Brady walk out
okay. But take Tom Brady out of it, and what are all those first-round picks doing? Are they winning you a Super Bowl?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
All right.
But you have your Brady. You have Drake May now.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why you can afford it. And which is why on the rookie deal, it makes a lot of sense to give it up and go for it with the young quarterback. That's why it makes so much sense for them. Like, don't discount that part. I keep bringing that part up. It's a part that I'm kind of obsessed with, which is, don't you value the development of Drake May with a premier wide receiver? Don't you understand how much that helps a quarterback grow as a quarterback?
You looked light years behind Buffalo once Brady was gone, and they had Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And last year, you went up there and beat them on a Sunday night, and you had a 21 freaking point lead here at home because of your quarterback.
But don't you think Deion Branch was a big part? And again, he's not even an A.J. Brown caliber player.
Him making a leap.
But don't you think he helped transition Brady from being a good quarterback to being an elite quarterback?
Definitely.
Don't you think that then Randy Moss's presence here helped Brady transition from being excellent quarterback, 3-time Super Bowl winner, to holy crap, this guy's the best to ever do this?
Yeah.
Don't you think that those guys helped? And that was many years into his career, not year 3.
Yep.
So isn't there a value that you should place on that for the future of your team? Even if you get to 2029 and A.J. Brown is either not here or not contributing, fine. But you now have a much better Drake May. That you continue to invest in your quarterback not only monetarily, but with talent around him.
You even look at that, like, undefeated team. Like, you had Randy, so he's your big guy on the outside. He's your Z that can fly. You had positions that could complement each other. You had good tight ends, but you had Wes Welker operate in the middle of the field, stick mover, first down mover, and then he had Dante Stallworth, who was the backside exit, was the clear-out guy. Run your slants, run your digs, occasionally catch a thing and turn it and run it. Each individual receiver has to complement the other in different ways. Right now, you have like 4 of the same guys. That kind of has been your problem here for the last couple of years. A.J. Brown offsets that. Now you get A.J. Brown. Now you makes Romeo Doubs look better, scarier in the slot. Say Pop makes it, you put him in there with it. Jesus, Mac Hollins, he's 6'4". He goes after the ball. Say Booty Sticks, you got guys that can play. You really got guys that can play. And now that's how you build your offense. That's how you start stacking things. That's where Josh McDaniels starts to really get into Drake's head and start designing it and making it its own for him, the way it became Brady's. Each individual guy complemented the other, and you're slotted. You get your short guy, you got your middle guy, you got your interior guy. You got a guy that likes to go over the middle. You got a guy that likes to run through coverage, and you got a guy that's a good jump ball guy. You get 2 good jump ball guys in Hollins and A.J. Brown if you bring him in here. If it's A.J. Brown day, go get him.
Mike Reese on Christian Gonzalez not being with the team. Let's talk about that. Is it being confirmed by a Gonzalez teammate that this is a holdout? And Gonzalez was playing softball last night.
Oh, he's around. I told you he was around. I know he's around.
Well, he's not around the team, though. He might just be in the area.
He was a year ago. Picked off Drake twice in the first day of OTAs.
Okay, yeah, not this year.
I've been
not
told
this
that.
season.
Remember, he's going to go back and look at last year.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to all this next. Stick around.
Zolak and Bertrand.
Zolak and who?
On the Sports Hub.
You mentioned that Christian Gonzalez isn't going to be practicing today. Is he with the team right now?
You're not going to get into specifics about everybody's whereabouts. I love the communication that I've had with everybody. Again, whenever he's out on the practice field, we'll be able to coach him. You guys will be able to see him, and you guys will be able to report on him.
Mike Vrabel on Christian Gonzalez last week. Gonzalez did not come to the Patriots OTAs. And now at this point, it's being described as a holdout. We described it as that last week. Seems pretty obvious why it is he's not there.
Oh, boy.
He's not a guy who's out on a pair of jet skis somewhere in the Bahamas. He's a guy who typically shows up and gets to work.
Arguably your best player on defense, he and Milt Williams. And I would take the corner because I think it's just, you're out there on the island. That's just like a different position. You could combo some things in the middle. And, boy, I played for some coaches like Parcells, Belichick, Jimmy Johnson. This would bug the effing hell out of them if their number one corner was not around, when you're doing these things, these teamwork things.
Well, number one corners get paid in the NFL, and the Patriots have not paid this one yet. Marcus Jones said this.
Who actually got a nice contract.
He said this to Mark Daniels on Christian Gonzalez not being at OTAs. He said, "We support him and the organization. I've been in the situation of learning how contract negotiations go. At the end of the day, they want what's best for them, and he wants what's best for him." That's what he said about it. And so in a way, he confirms that Gonzalez is not there because of not having a new contract. And you say it bugs a coach. It would bug Parcells.
Oh, yeah.
It would bug Bill Belichick.
Yep.
If I were Christian Gonzalez, I would be doing the exact same thing he is doing. I would be off doing my own thing.
See, it's a different day and age now, too. The way the rules have changed in the offseason, too. So, Mike's obviously going to say, hey, this is voluntary. And he started every press conference with that. Good communication between the two, working hard. Can't wait to get him back in the building. Mike has to say that. But you know the drill. You work out so much better when you're with your teammates. It's one thing to train on your own. You hire your own personal trainer. Yeah, you get all that. We're out of state. We communicate. He's not out of state.
I mean, Carlton Davis got paid last year and then didn't show.
Yeah.
That was nonsense.
And then went on the Jets.
This
still isn't showing. but Carlton Davis was the one at the end of the year. Remember Super Bowl week? You headed into it. There was giving indications that they were speaking. Gonzalez was going to get a big money deal. So, I mean, I think it's been in the works for a while.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe they're close, and maybe it gets done. But until that deal is done and I have ink on the paper, if I'm him or his representatives, piss off. See you when I see you.
Does the A.J. Brown deal affect it?
It should. It should be more reason for Gonzalez to be like, let me get this straight. I'm going into my prime. I'm eligible for the deal, and now you're going to be shelling out big bucks for an aging wide receiver?
That's my point.
Who's done nothing for your team. Yet, of course. But no, that always factors in. Players care about that stuff. They look around the room and want to know who's getting paid and who isn't, and who deserves a new contract and who doesn't, and all that stuff. Yes. Without a doubt. Christian Gonzalez is not going to show up for the money that he's set to get paid this year or next. No way.
They know that, too. I mean, come on. You're not stupid. You're in the National Football League. You know how these things go. It's both ways. One starts high, one starts low. You got to get in the middle, and then the comparisons start. This is where you got to be careful, too, once Seattle gets theirs done. You want to get ahead of Seattle. Because whatever Seattle does, you're going to have to top it because he's a better player.
I also think in these situations, players, even if it's wrong, do the simple thing of saying, hold up, let me just ask you again. I'm going to make less money than, and then they name all the players that they'd be making less money than. And you can go through that list. And you can say, should Christian Ellis be making 3 times what Christian Gonzalez makes?
It was a big hit against the Giants,
I mean, just ask yourself that.
Gonzalez had one, too, in that game.
And if you're in Gonzalez, I mean, right. that's just based on base salary numbers. Like, if you were to look at that, you'd be like, let me get this straight. Okay. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm not showing up for your OTAs. OTF yourself, okay? Get out of here.
Okay.
That's what I'd be saying if I were Christian Gonzalez. No. Nope, not happening. I'm all set with that. Call somebody else. And that's just how it goes. That's what they start looking at.
And here's what you don't want to happen.
What's that?
This thing drags on, and the guy's like, I don't want to play here. Like, by all intentions, wants to play here, likes playing here, loves playing here, wants to get paid accordingly, and play here and continue to get better and win. Because you see how you piss people off, the longer these things go. And then, like, yeah, I'm not going to do this activity. Risk hurt myself.
Which, again, as you've pointed out, and everybody has, it's a departure from previous seasons. As Mike Reese wrote, Pro Bowl cornerback Christian Gonzalez was not present at Wednesday's OTAs.
And he
open to reporters. Yeah. And he has not been part of the team's voluntary work as of late, according to a source.
He's the number one guy you've rolled out at every offseason event you've had.
Gonzalez had participated in the team's voluntary offseason program each of the prior 3 seasons. This is not his MO.
He busts his ass, yes.
It's a holdout. It's a mini holdout. It's not a real deal holdout yet because there is no contractual obligation for him to be there right now.
Is it June 8th, 9th? When is mandatory camp? Mandatory mini. I think it's the second week in June. That's where the real watch starts.
June 15th is what I'm saying.
Wow, 15th. Okay. So, I think it coincides with World Cup.
Yeah, mandatory minicamp, 15th, 16th, 17th.
Nice.
There you go.
That's the one you really start to watch because I go back to the Vince Wilfork one, and that's how Vince would do it. Vince would, pretty much show up, do some of the OTA stuff, and then once the mandatory stuff, you know what, I'm going to leave.
Shut it down.
Yeah, shuts it down. That's the indicator of the team. Like, we got a contract hold out here.
So and Beetle, 98.5, the Sports Hub.